Our top story today, Tesco is facing Britain's largest ever equal pay claim and a possible bill running to £4 billion. Women working on the shop floor claim they're paid up to £3 an hour less than warehouse workers. And those warehouse workers are mainly men.
There's obviously discrepancies with the distribution and shop floor workers. So that's what we're saying. We just want to be paid the same.
We'll hear from one of the lawyers representing around 100 of the women. Hi, good morning. Welcome to our programme. We are live until 11, as we are each weekday. If you work for Tesco, we definitely want to hear from you today. Whether you work in a store or in the distribution warehouses, do let me know. Is the job of someone who works in store, on the tills, for example, of equal worth to someone who works in the warehouse? Our top story today, Tesco is facing Britain's largest equal pay lawsuit, which could affect up to 200,000 mostly female shop floor workers. Our economics editor, Kamal Ahmed, has got the latest.
Tesco has joined a long list of organisations facing controversies over equal pay. Among retailers, Asda and Sainsbury's are facing similar legal battles. Birmingham City Council has already agreed to over £1 billion worth of payments for women cleaners and carers, and the BBC has been accused of not paying men and women equally. Tesco, as one of the country's largest employers, is now facing a series of test cases which could lead to the largest equal pay claim in employment history. Lawyers acting for Tesco supermarket workers said that female staff on hourly rates earn considerably less than men, even though the value of the work is comparable. Kim Element and Pam Jenkins have worked for Tesco for more than 20 years.
I think that although we think we have equal rights, there are times where there are such discrepancies that you can't explain them. And I think Tesco's are just one of many companies that really aren't addressing the fact that women seem to still be paid less.
Tesco said that all their staff could progress equally and were paid fairly, whatever their gender or background. In a statement, the supermarket said, "We are unable to comment on a claim that we have not received. Tesco has always been a place for people to get on in their career, regardless of their gender, background or education. And we work hard to make sure all our colleagues are paid fairly and equally for the jobs they do." This is the start of a long legal battle. Tesco just the latest business to be caught up in a fight over equal pay. Kamal Ahmed, BBC News.
And Kamal is here. Is this just about Tesco?
It isn't. I think this is really a modern day dilemma for not just businesses, but public authorities as well that have faced similar claims. Sainsbury's and Asda are fighting similar claims. And I think it goes down, Victoria, to this really fundamental issue. It's not about pay for the same job, which was the Carrie Gracie issue that the BBC has been facing. It is about, do businesses value and public authorities, local government value jobs that are predominantly done by women in the same way they value jobs predominantly done by men? In this case, shop working versus warehouse work. But if you think of professions that are mostly done by women, caring, catering, cleaning, they tend to be paid less than the type of jobs that are done in the main by men, lorry driving, warehouse work, bin collection. And is that a fundamental equal pay issue? That's really what's at the heart of this debate.
So it's a bit like the Birmingham City Council dinner ladies versus the bin men.
Absolutely.
What are Tesco saying about this?
So Tesco, actually, it's interesting, speaking to the lawyer, for example, she says Tesco are actually a very good employer. They have done gender pay audits for jobs for women and men working in the same place in the business. This is a bigger structural issue. Tesco are saying we do approach these things equally. We are an equal opportunities employer. We take gender very seriously. I think that's right. I think the issue for them, though, is the same issue as for many other businesses, that there is this structural issue underlying. What I think is interesting as well, Victoria, the women that I spoke to who are still working for Tesco and have been working for Tesco for over 20 years, you need great bravery to take these type of cases. These cases will probably last for many, many years. The Asda case has been going on for years already. And so women who fight these cases have to be ready for this huge battle, because Tesco knows if it loses, this liability could run to billions of pounds.
Because we're talking about back pay, are we?
Back pay for up to 6 years, that people who have already retired could take a claim against Tesco. There are over 200,000 shop workers that Tesco employs in the UK. They're one of the country, they are the country's biggest private employer. So there's a lot of back pay issues. So Tesco has to make this judgment. It gets accused of discrimination, which it denies, or it faces a huge bill. And I think that's the big struggle for businesses at the moment. How do they move into the 21st century, valuing different types of jobs equally without giving themselves these huge liabilities? Birmingham City Council, Victoria, which you touched on, has got a bill of over £1 billion. That needs to come from somewhere. Taxpayers, council taxpayers, they've got to provide services. Tesco's profits would be sucked up by £4 billion. That's the big issue here, and I think that many businesses are facing the same challenges.
Thank you very much, Kamal. Thank you.